BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. yeah. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Extreme Couponing, where we show you how to cut corners and how you can get 34 rolls of toilet paper for 12 cents at your local Kroger or Publix. If you're who can afford to shop at Publix right now, am I right?
Nobody.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the People's Channel, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. No channel works harder, even in the bear market, to keep you in the know about crypto. I see that comment. I don't want to look at my portfolio either. I haven't looked at it in forever. I don't even know if I have a portfolio anymore. You know, thank you, Celsius. Guys, listen. My name is Ben. I come to you live every single day, no matter what the market conditions are. 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today is Monday, June 13th. It is 11:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am going to be on the EYL channel. We're going to be filming that tonight. I'm not sure if they do it live or when that goes out. The Earn Your Leisure channel. We're going to be talking about Ethereum and, is it going to be broken from the inside, similar to what we saw Terra Luna, similar to what we're seeing with Celsius right now. I do want to be careful not to draw too many comparisons between Celsius and Terra Luna, other than to say this: they're both bad situations. That's for sure, but they are totally different. One kind of, I would say, one from outside, one from self is kind of what happened there. Celsius, maybe is what they should call it. So anyways, guys, we're going to be talking about all that. I know a lot of people are scared right now. And, here are the facts today, guys. I want you guys to really think about this. And I know, look, I said this right before I went on the stream. There are probably, if we're just talking factual here, there are probably people that will commit suicide over what has happened over the last few weeks in crypto. That would be a big mistake for multiple reasons, of course. But that's to really explain to you that, there's a reason why in 1929 people were jumping out of windows. They can't handle the pressure of seeing their portfolios drop and seeing their net worth drop. But just remember, you're worth more than your portfolio. You're worth more. You were created to be more than just, somebody that makes money. So what I would say is I've lost my money multiple times in this space. And, I made an 8-figure mistake. I made an 8-figure mistake when I sold all my crypto in 2013, okay? Sold all my Bitcoin in 2013. That was an 8-figure mistake. But you know what I did? I didn't get depressed about it. I did something about it. And I think that's the message right now, guys, is there needs to be a mixture of patience and, self-sovereignty here at this point. This is what this is about. But remember, guys, if you've been watching this channel, especially since the beginning of April, you were prepared for this. We told you this was coming. We told you that a $1,700 Ethereum, it may not be the best price ever for Ethereum, but it was a good price to start scaling in and keeping money on the sidelines. And we also told you that if you're going to have money on the sidelines and we were to have already bottomed and things would be going up, then we'd have to figure out an alternate plan. Well, that's not what happened. We are now at the next leg down. We are now at the next price point at which you should consider scaling in slowly. This is not a place where you want to put all of your money in at this price point. The price of Bitcoin right now coming in, let me check what the prices are right now. I don't even know what they're at right now. Price of Bitcoin coming in right at $23,000. I think this thing is going to $22,000 today. Ethereum at $1,220. And I will say the same thing to you that we told you when Ethereum was at $1,700. This may not be the best price point, but it is a good price point to begin scaling in right now. And I know what some of you are thinking. I don't have any money to buy the dip. Well, you know what? That is something that a lot of people go through. I've been in that spot before where, everybody kept saying buy the dip throughout the whole 2018 bear market. And I just kept doing it till I had no money left and I didn't have anything set on the side. That's why we teach you guys, don't go all in at any one price point.
The other thing I was going to say, if you don't have any money to buy the dip right now, figure out how to earn the dip. Like earning crypto while the prices are down. That's how you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. So obviously we have a really big show today. We're going to be talking about CPI. We're going to be talking about Celsius. we're going to talk about the Ethereum difficulty bomb delayed. Everything we're seeing right now, I'm going to be talking a little bit more. I don't really know how much more I can say about the XRP situation. I talked about it with TJ this morning. And after what I told you, TJ, about the fact that Ripple turned down a settlement and the way I got that information, you would agree that's really solid information. Right?
I would agree. Yes.
Yeah. This is not someone speculating. I'll tell you, this is someone one step away from the horse's mouth. And so I think this video I made yesterday where Ripple turned down a settlement, I believe late last year with the SEC, I believe that to be good information. So I don't know how much more I can say about it really, but we will be talking about it briefly.
Wait, so they turned it down late last year?
Well, I think I was not given a timeline, but in the conversation, I would think it would have had to have been late last year.
Like in the fall?
In the fall, yeah.
Interesting.
I would tend to believe it was probably around September. So
interesting.
This guy told us last week was our last chance to buy 30K Bitcoin. Actually, sorry, Mr. Low IQ. If you actually watch the video instead of just reading a title, then you would understand the message behind that video. Guys, if you make financial decisions based on titles or thumbnails, you should be a person that should not be investing in anything ever. You are a low IQ troglodyte, if you will. So pleb does not even honor what you are. It's lower than that. So no, I made a video where I said, hey, this is a scenario that could potentially play out. If we get a green candle last week and then we get another one this week, then it could be evidence those would be the best prices. But we didn't get that. So sorry, Mr. Idiot, Mr. Low IQ. I don't even remember what his name is. We're just going to start calling them all Kenny. You missed the Kenny thing. You missed Kenny last week.
Yeah.
I literally killed Kenny last week.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, it was great stuff.
Yeah, I guess I missed a lot last week.
You did. We had some good shows last week.
We did.
We had some good shows last week.
Nick was on there.
Yeah, Nick was on. We did good. So all right. So yeah, guys, I don't have anyone that's friends with Gary Gensler, I'll tell you that much. Okay. A lot of bitterness in the chat today. Well, how would you expect anything different? But a lot of positivity in the chat as well. And I think, guys, what you have to understand is that we will get through this. We will still be doing this show every day. And when we come out on the other side of this, these are the times that forge you. When you look back on your life and you look at all of the most crucial things that happened to you, those are times you say, I was in the fire during that time. You know, that was a time, if you think about a blacksmith taking a sword and creating a sword out of just a piece of metal. Well, it was really the time that was spent in the fire that actually forged the shape of the sword. This is the fire in crypto. And this is why I laugh at people who would, at the peak of the bull run last year, would come in and say things like, this guy he got lucky. He got lucky. Do y'all feel lucky right now? Does anybody feel lucky right now? No, I don't think so. It is hard to make money in crypto. I say it all the time. It took me 9 years to become a millionaire in crypto. It did not happen overnight. It takes time, guys, and you are starting to see that. Steve Fuenzalida says, hi, Ben, do you believe a blue chip NFT like Mutant Ape would remain blue chip when the market corrects after the crypto winter? I probably no longer believe that Mutant Apes are blue chips because I have a hard time believing anything on Solana is a blue chip anything at this point. So I have we did not sell our Mutant Apes. We were looking at our NFT portfolio. Should we sell stuff? I'm big on not selling any of our NFTs right now. I don't think that that's something that we would want to do. And there was another super chat. Is it still up there possibly, or is it gone?
I'll find it.
You can only scroll up so far though, can't you? You scroll the whole thing? I don't think you can scroll. Maybe so. Let's see where it was. Oh, nope. That was it. Yeah, we missed it. Sorry about that for those other super chats, guys. And we're going to be talking about ways you can survive the bear market. We're going to be looking at some of those videos. But guys, it's important to understand that this is not the beginning of this. I mean, or this is not the end of this, excuse me. I don't know how much longer, how much further lower we're going, but I do believe we are going lower. You know, I told you guys weeks ago, $10,300 should be the target. I don't think we're going to get there, but now it looks like there might be a possibility we do. The numbers, the history points to that number. I don't know what it's actually going to end up being, but Fudmaster B says, I bought another half Bitcoin today despite my queasy stomach. One of the hardest things I've ever done. And guys, this is important. I made a tweet about this yesterday. Let me find it actually. Let me go to my own Twitter and find where I said this. I made so many tweets this weekend. Man, I was tweeting like crazy. What a crazy tweeter I was. Let's see. I can't find it. But basically what it said is that, a lot of people during the market, they believe that, they say things like, oh, if it gets to this price, then I'm going to go all in. Like, I just remember so many people talking about they would mortgage their houses when Bitcoin got to $3,000 during 2018. Well, you know what happened? It hit $3,000 in 2018. And you know what nobody did? Mortgage their houses. It feels a lot more dangerous buying at those levels than people want to give it credit for. Imagine if it were to go down to $7,000, which some people are predicting. That is another 70% drop from here. Like, that would be insane. What a great price for Bitcoin. But when it gets down there, people are scared. So I'm really proud of you there. What was the guy's name that made that super chat? You can click on it. The first one.
Budmaster B.
Budmaster B. Proud of you, man. That's great stuff right there. May not be the best price, but guys, and when we're looking at bottoms here, we'll move on to Market Watch here. But what I want to say is when we are looking at potential bottoms, a couple things to think about. Number one, we need to see a gigantic capitulation with like a 10% bounce, similar to what we saw in the pandemic, the March 12th date. If we see something like that, we could start to maybe look at a bottom. Also, if we were to fall down to a certain number and stay at that number for 4 to 6 weeks, and like if we were to go down to 17,000 and we hover in the 17,000s for 4 to 6 weeks and never drop below, you start building so much support at that level that could also be another sign of a bottom. So those are two things we're looking at. But we're now lower than our first call for a possible bottom. Our first call for a possible bottom was 24,500. We talked about this 3 months ago. We've now gone below that. So now we plunged into the next level. And where are we looking at to go now? $22,000 approximately is the 200-week moving average. So that is one that we could be looking at, $22,000. That's our next potential bottom. After that, where's a potential bottom? Somewhere between $19,000 and $20,000. Then it goes to $17,000. Then it goes to $14,000. Then it goes, once it gets below 14,000, I mean, you're really looking at 10,000 is probably where it's going to go.
And so that 14 or 13 to 14 range was about where that was my absolute bottom, where I thought maybe we'd retest all-time highs around 20-ish K and then wick down and maybe get into the teens, but going below that, it's intense.
Now, 14,000 I think is a very interesting number because that's the 2019 bull trap peak was 14,000. We hovered around 14,000 in the 2017 bull run for a little bit of time. And that one I think is a very important number. So I think 14,000 would be pretty strong to look at. I still don't think we're going to 10,300, but it is definitely possible. No question. People should not be thinking that's not possible. And when you get to 21,000, you're looking at Michael Saylor having to add to his position or else he would get liquidated. So, and we had a very interesting talk about, Michael Saylor's position this morning. Could you have some of the bigger players in the world, your institutions coming at Michael Saylor trying to liquidate him?
Right. To try to get that collateral.
He's not that rich compared to BlackRock. Remember that.
Or compared to nation states, Arab money, oil money, that sort of stuff. But real quick, Chris Campbell said he's got a lot of Gala, wondering if it's good to keep buying that all. I would say, I was just at the Galaverse. I would say play a lot of their games and try to earn. They've got
TJ loves Gala.
I do as a business, I'm not talking about the token when I say that. So I would say it's not a blockchain company trying to make games, which would mean strong tokenomics, that sort of stuff. It's a gaming company trying to figure out blockchain. So they've got a lot of different tokens, a lot of different coins, a lot of different stuff. None of their games right now really use the Gala token. So I'm not bullish on the Gala token, but I would say play the games. If you're looking to earn, maybe if you don't have money to buy the dip, you want to earn crypto, start playing with some of those games.
Charles' interview will be out next weekend, I think on Saturday and Sunday. Part 1 and part 2. I think we're going to do 2 parts. I think that's the move. Is Nick DeMonte in here?
Yeah.
Or do you think we should do 2 parts or 1 part?
It's 40 minutes. Yeah, we should break that up.
Yeah. What do you think will get the most views, though?
2.
2? You think?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go with 2. Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, there you go. All right. All right, looking at the markets, we got 19,846. We were inching closer and closer to 20,000 coins. It's interesting, right? Because everyone's saying the coins are dying, and yet the number keeps going up, right?
Under $1 trillion.
Yeah, look at the market cap. Under $1 trillion, 956 billion. We are starting to inch very close to the peak of 2017, which was 900 billion. Yep. That would be interesting.
Which is around 20K Bitcoin.
Yeah, that would be a very interesting number to watch. 24-hour volume crushing at 150 billion, about twice as big as normal. Bitcoin dominance down a little bit. I thought it was above 46.1%. ETH dominance getting crushed at 15.4%. But I want to look at this real quick here because weren't we at, this is 47.49 is what it peaked at yesterday. And now it's back down to 46.1%. So Benjamin Cowan says he believes 60% will be the number for, that would be the number for Bitcoin dominance to peak at 60%. I don't think we see 60%. I think 55, and we're pretty close. We're not drastically different. But I'm looking more for 55%. I think this ETH dominance is going to swing the other way at some point. ETH is getting absolutely murdered. I feel like when we get closer to bottoms, I feel like ETH is going to have a much bigger bounce than Bitcoin. So, and did you see the thing about, well, by the way, 69.5 Paraguays to send an ETH transaction. Did you see the thing about, what was it? What was it I was just thinking about? Something about Ethereum.
ETH dominance, Bitcoin dominance, swinging the other way.
Yeah, that was it.
That was it.
It was swinging the other way. I don't remember what it was. I lost my train of thought, but it was something crazy. Okay, Bitcoin coming in 23.2 right now. Let's double refresh, make sure that 23.245, ETH at 12.26. A lot of people are talking about this Tether losing its peg because it's down 13 1,000ths below $1. I saw Blockchain Backer talking about it a good bit. He's been talking about it for a couple weeks. I don't think this is significant. I think this is just having to do with the crazy amount of liquidity on the market and the volume right now. Look, here's at the end of the day is this. UST did not magically fall away from its peg, okay? Tether is not an algorithmic stablecoin. As long as Tether has all of the assets backing their Tether grants, which right now sits at 72.2 billion, then there's nothing to be worried about, in my opinion. Or is that the volume? No, that's the market cap. Yeah, look at the volume. Volume's pretty high too. But I think that the volume is higher than the market cap.
Wow.
That's insane. I've never seen that before. Has anybody ever seen that before? That is wild, right there.
I guess because so much is moving in and out of Tether.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. People moving in and out. This may be a first, actually, guys. I think. But anyways, 72 billion. As long as they have $72.2 billion, then it's not going to lose its peg. It can't. It's not going to magically fall. So something to think about. So, yeah, a lot of bitter people in the chat today, which I get. But a lot of people, the funny thing is, these are not our normal people. It's like people they love to come in. Let me tell you who these people are, these clowns in the chat today. They are people who did not get in crypto. They didn't make any money. They were bitter about it. And now they're coming back to look and point. Because what's really interesting is when you look at Google search trends for Bitcoin, when it drops dramatically, you get more search trends than almost any other time. Why? People are happy. The people that said it was a Ponzi, they're happy. They think this is validation for them. Over time, the bears in Bitcoin, they always lose. They always lose. We always make new all-time highs, and we will again, and then we'll repeat this whole process. The people that lose credibility are the ones that say we don't have bear market, that we'll never have another bear market again.
Yeah. It's your friends and family that didn't buy any Bitcoin that every time it crashes dramatically, they're like, oh, how's your Bitcoin doing? That's who's in the chat today.
Yeah, exactly. How's it doing now? They were mad they didn't get in. And this is another thing, guys. We took profits on the way up. We made millions of dollars. Now, we probably took only about 15% of profits, which we would have taken a lot more, maybe 20% at the most, which we would have taken more like 80%, like our original plan was. But the thing is we made money. That's when you look at people, like you will see people that will come in here and they'll say, oh, look, this coin's down 91%. Look how much money you lost. No, bro. I sold that a long time ago. I actually made a lot of money with it. It's down 91%, but I made a lot of money with it.
I'm actually thinking about buying some now that it's down.
Yeah, good point. Good point. So, All right, let's move on here, guys. Let's bring Frank up. Let's bring Frank up to talk about the chart. So
yeah, I bet Frank was busy last night.
Yeah, I bet he was. But
what is going on, everybody? Yeah, retailers, they have Black Friday where, they got to stay late and everybody's running around. It's all chaotic. I feel like it's Frankie Candle's Black Friday yesterday and today is definitely the vibes. Actually, tragic thing. Well, not really tragic, but last night, I tried to, I really wanted to go live, but we were having internet problems at the house. So I apologize to the Mafia that I was not able to be there live for you guys last night. Would have loved to. And then to add insult to injury there, tried to update the Discord, calling for, literally this exact drop. We had a big gap in volume, which I'll show you guys on the charts here in a second. And turned out never went live to Discord. Nobody knew. Put it in there this morning. Not that it's worth anything at this point, but I was like, guys, I tried. I sent them the screenshot. I was like, I tried. But yeah, guys, if you're not in the Discord, get in that Discord because we've been killing it lately.
I've seen the numbers. It's astronomical how well you're doing, Frank.
Thank you. Yeah,
I want to take all the credit for Frank, by the way.
Yes.
I'll take all the credit for Frank. I didn't teach him anything, but I did spot the talent. That's what I got to say.
He did spot me, and yes, thank you, Ben, because not only are we crushing it, but I do get to have a blast every single day. I truly love this stuff. Like even today, you wake up, things are dumping. Like I'm here for this. This is like I'm excited. Let's figure out what's going on, and let's try to snipe some trades.
Hey, you know what? I met T Salty this weekend.
No way.
Yeah, I met T Salty. T Salty says he has literal proof that he termed the coin, or he coined the term. Excuse me, he didn't term the coin. He coined the term the basement.
No way.
Yeah, he does.
I met him at
I
Consensus.
could confirm that.
He's a great guy.
He's one of the OGs in the basement, obviously. So cool.
Yeah, when I was running the board, the basement, they know how to have a good time over there. That's for sure. But yeah, guys, obviously, this time's different. Those people are having a rough morning today. That is for sure. But
let me tell you what I'm looking for, Frank, real quick. Yep. As you get into this, I don't know what chart you're on there, but I want to say I think this is where we should really start looking for the next green dot on Market Cipher on the weekly. Because, if you go back to 2013, 2014, in the 2014 bear market, you got the snake eyes pattern where you got the two big green dots next to each other. That's a very strong pattern. And when you look at the history of Market Cipher, it has had 4 weekly green dots. The snake eyes pattern in 2014, when the second one was the bottom of the market, the literal bottom of the 2018 bear market, it was just one. That was it. And then now we got one recently, a couple weeks ago, but now we've hit another lower low, meaning I think probably the next one that we get, whether it's close or in a few months, will probably be one to really watch out for.
Yeah, for sure. And we will take a look at that in just a second. But I would agree, now we are starting to get to the point where, see if I can get this to stop lag. Let me give this a refresh. But yeah, I think we are really at the point now where I think we could be getting very close. And I know we've been saying that for a while, but obviously Bitcoin had been moving sideways for the past, before we had this move, it was basically moving sideways for a month. But now we're getting not dangerously, but we are getting very, very, very close to that 200-week moving average. But let's just start, with the higher timeframes here, because we do have quite a bit to talk about. Now, speaking of those green dots that Ben was talking about, we actually got rug pulled on that green dot on the weekly that we were printing, just last week. It
didn't show up.
No,
it disappeared. It did not print because of the end of the weekly. Well, then that's good news right there.
Yeah. So there you go. We still might see that one green dot call the bottom. Obviously this one disappeared. So, when you see this happen, it's pretty indicative of, further downward price action. We got a super chat from Tony D. Says, shout out to Frankie, Ben, and TJ and all of the Bit Squad. Shout out to Tony D, or as we call him on this channel, and my channel too, Tony Bagels.
That's right.
He is the master of all bagels. Shout out to Tony. But weekly green dot gone. Obviously, not a good sign here, guys. Obviously, we did confirm, we did have our 5-day green dot. So we did have those longer-term bullish signals. But, I actually said this on my channel, the VWAP coming right back down. I was saying it wasn't looking too strong. We could print that red dot. And here we are. Let's zoom in. Oh, God. Yeah, here we go. This is why I like to, point out on my channel a lot, guys, is you want to be careful of the people that speak with a ton of conviction. There was a lot of people out there saying, no way we go below the golden pocket. If you think we're going to break that macro golden pocket, you're an idiot. There's no way possible that we could go below that golden pocket. And thinking that is totally fine. And, because you obviously, you don't want to be closed-minded at all. I take a very open approach to the markets because at the end of the day...
I tell you, last year, someone was talking about this on Twitter, where they said, didn't you say last year was never going to go below 47K again? Well, I did say that on Twitter, absolutely. And I said that because I was banking on a 100K plus Bitcoin, and it didn't happen. And, I made this comment. I said, yeah, we said that and we were wrong. And I tell you what, you live and you learn. You can't be resolute. This market has shown us you cannot be resolute. You cannot make these gigantic blanket statements. You got to leave room to be wrong, or else you end up looking like an idiot. And we don't want to look like idiots.
100%. And also things change. And I know we get, if we change our mind, it's like people come at you for it. But the truth is, when you get new information, you have to change your opinion, right? We were printing that weekly green dot, which would be bullish. And when it's printing, we let you know. And I always like to tell you guys, not confirmed yet. You want to keep that in mind. And look, it disappeared. Now we're looking downward. So, things can change, and you have to be able to switch your sentiment rapidly, especially if you're going to be trading. But yeah, all those people screaming, golden pocket will never get broken. And we present information as well, like, the false top theory, things like that. We like to present the information because it's not impossible. But, you just never want to have too much conviction either way. It's fine to, lean to one side, but you never just want to be 100%, bet the farm all on one thing. Yeah. But anyway, coming down to these lower time frames, I'm actually going to go super low here. We did get a 15-minute bullish divergence here, and we got a little pop-up. Could have made for a nice scalp long. Full disclosure, I did not take this scalp long, but I did let the Discord know about it. So that wound up playing out a little bit. I was saying be very careful with the longs. You don't want to be greedy with the longs right now. Could have caught a nice little move there. But yeah, guys, yellow X is absolutely everywhere. Now, this is what's really got me worried, is this 3-day yellow X. Now, this is not confirmed. However, I would, if I had to bet, if I had to pick a side, it's probably going to confirm here. But, coming back to 2018, you will see that this is the last time we printed a couple of these yellow X's. We got one here. This one brought us down about 25%. And then this one didn't really play out. But then this one brought us down 50%. So, between 25 and 50% is kind of what these things can do. Zooming in a little bit, let's just measure it, see where we're at currently. Currently we're down about 24%. So we have either seen the pain out of this yellow X, or this is kind of, we're in this little situation here where we did just wiggle sideways. We kind of just crabbed sideways for a long time, print that yellow X, 50% capitulation. And then, when
does your money wiggle, or does it fold?
Oh, my money doesn't wiggle. It folds. But, we were coming sideways for about a month here. Maybe this is our second capitulatory move. Capitulatory, is that a word?
I love it. They said there's a yellow X on the 4 and 5 day?
Yeah, on the 4-day, yeah. They're basically everywhere at this point. If you scroll through, most of these time frames have some form of blood diamond or a yellow X, so it's really, really not looking good right now. But one thing I will say is, let me pull up our other chart here real quick. I think it's this one. Okay, so let me zoom in on this. Let's come down to a lower time frame. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. And we'll zoom in a little bit. Now, this was kind of the move that I tried to put in the Discord last night as we were hanging on to this yellow spider line here. Basically, between the yellow spider line, and let me just grab my box, basically between here and, about here was a giant gap in volume. I was kind of saying that, if we break this level, we could see things start to pick up pretty quickly for a fast drop down to this other yellow spider line. Might make a quick stop in the middle of this spider line. And it literally played out perfectly. Printed that yellow X, got that big dump down. But what is important to realize here is with that 15-minute bullish divergence, bringing us up a little bit, we do have the 200-week moving average. We were just questioning, are we going to go down and hit that 200-week moving average like we usually do, or are we not going to see that?
We're right there.
We are right there, guys. We are, I think, if we measured out, we're a few percent away.
Not even a few percent.
Yeah, not even. 3%
Oh
away.
my
So
gosh, wow.
very, very, very close.
Well, exactly. It was exactly a few.
Say
There.
that-
Great job.
The wick touched it. It looks like.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, almost touched it there. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't wick below. It doesn't mean that the pain is guaranteed to be over. But if we do come down and touch that, and we start seeing some bullish divergences on those lower time frames, that would be the first time I'd start to look for some scalp longs. Other than that, I'm being very, very careful with the longs. Speaking. Go ahead.
Say, what trades are you in right now? We
Yeah,
usually
have
should
one.
probably
There, don't
start
you?
with
Yep.
that.
Speaking of trades, we
like 100%.
up 105% here.
Nice.
It is an ETH short. Now, I did also have a Bitcoin short open too, but I went to take some profit out and accidentally closed the entire position. So I closed that one at, I think, at like 30%.
Pretty good.
But ETH is still hanging in there. 105 profit, $1,300 in profit. Also got to about 232 locked in.
Yeah, I
Can't
all
hear
right,
us.
we're back. We're back.
We're back.
Yep.
We're live.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow.
Guys, sometimes the government wants to shut you down, and that's what they did. They don't want you getting this information. That was a DDoS attack. Now our power shut off. Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
I'm hearing myself. Okay, I closed that. Okay. Guys, sorry about that. We had a problem. We got rugged, obviously, by the power company. We're going to work on making sure that doesn't happen again. So I don't know what's going on. I tried to do some sign language for you. I hope that was good. So let's move on. Now, we don't have the tweets anymore.
No.
We don't. We lost Frank. We lost the tweets.
Yeah.
We lost a lot.
Frank's back in the cage.
Frank's
trying to trade
back.
his
Well,
way
let's
out.
talk about our giveaway, guys.
Mhm,
Okay, we'll talk about our giveaway. Guys, if you watched our CleanSpark video over the weekend, is the screen working?
Oh. Is it open on your side?
Yes. No, it's probably not. Okay, hold on. Guys, you have no idea how complicated we make things here.
Yeah.
It's extremely complicated. Okay, I got 4 connections. Is it showing now?
Not. Yep. There you go.
Okay. All right, guys. So I got this pinned tweet here. We are giving away an awesome Bitcoin miner along with CleanSpark. All you guys got to do is go to Twitter, check this tweet out. You click this tweet, click this link. It's going to take you to the Gleam page. Gleam page is going to show you all the different ways that you can sign up for this. And I thought this was, that's interesting because there's supposed to be more. Complete the entries above to unlock the rest. I don't know why it says that. We need to fix that. We need to make it where they're all shown, by the way.
Okay.
I can do that. I can fix that after the show. So anyways, guys, you can win a free miner. Now, did you guys enjoy our CleanSpark video we made? Hope you guys like that, those of you that saw it. And how many of you guys watched the vlog last night? Because the vlog had some really cool information about some stuff that we're showing you that I don't even know if we were supposed to show you that or not yet. So pretty cool stuff we got going on. We are getting into politics. I'm not running for office, but we are going to be pushing crypto-friendly laws in different states. We are really excited about this opportunity to be able to do this. You guys are going to find you're not going to be able to look back on the history of crypto without talking about this channel in the future, because we are doing bigger things than anyone else is doing, and we're doing things for the people. Everything we do is for the people. So we were going to do Twitter Buzz, but instead, I'm just going to show you guys some of my tweets here. We talked about this yesterday. Or no, we didn't talk about this yesterday. But I think this is important, guys. I want to cover both these tweets here. Because this is really a hallmark of the bear market. A lot of you guys watch this channel and you say, oh, I hear this all the time. It must be so easy when you got all these followers and you do this, blah, blah, blah. Guys, this week, I published my 3,000th video on YouTube in 4.5 years, which really I started the channel in January. I started doing news videos in March or April of 2018. I made over 1,000 videos before I even hit 10,000 subscribers. A great video for me the first 2 years was 500 views. I averaged 20 viewers on my live streams. Guys, we just had 10,000 in here a few moments ago. How many are in here now?
About 8.
8. That's pretty good. We didn't lose that many, even though we went off air. I outworked everyone in the bear market. That's why I succeeded. Guys, you got to work in this bear market. This is where the millionaires are made. We told you all during the bull run. The millionaires are made in the bear market. Guys, we're here. This is the opportunity. This is the gift horse. You don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Do you know what that means, CJ?
I always assume just take a good thing if it's in front of you.
Well, I mean, of course that's what it means, but
like the act. Do I know where it came from? No.
Okay, so basically, the long and the short of it is, when you wanted to check out a horse, one of the things you would check would be the teeth. You want to make sure the horse has good teeth. So you don't stare a gift horse in the mouth, someone that gave you something for free, and pick it apart and say, well, you know, it's got a bad molar. I don't know. Do horses have molars? I don't know.
Who knows?
But that's the point here is you've been given a gift. Don't overanalyze it. Figure out how to use it here, okay? Then I also did this, guys. You know, we always talk about paying it forward. And, guys, I will be honest with you. This is actually only a fraction of the stuff that we've done. But we don't talk about everything we do on this channel from a philanthropic or a giving standpoint. We want to show you guys most, but, you know, there's this, like, really toxic thing where if you talk about something you do that's positive, people come in and they say, well, if it was really positive, you wouldn't tell anybody about it. And, you know, that's just not true, guys. The fact is, these are things that we do as a channel and as a company, and I want you guys to know about it. Now, we're not going to talk about every single thing that we do with money that's positive, because it isn't about bragging, but it is about showing you that when you make money in crypto, you pay it forward. And that's what I've done. Things I did with bull run profits, I retired my dad and gave him a new truck. He's going through his chemotherapy, as you guys know. We talked about last week. Had a tough weekend this weekend. No question about it. It's having some effects on him. But thank you for all the support for that. But just dab sneezed. But one thing I did a couple days before we found out my dad had cancer, I told him I was going to retire him. And so he doesn't ever have to work again. And that's a thing that's been really awesome, is he's not having to work. He's not having to worry about that right now. That's something positive I did. I paid off a bunch of debt for family members that needed that. I bought new bleachers for the ballpark here, our local park. We give away a car every single month to a single parent. You guys see that on the vlog. And we supported numerous charities. We're also, I forgot to put this on there, but one other thing that we're doing, we're building new batting cages for softball. I don't even have a kid that plays softball. We don't play softball, but we support people in our local community. So we're building new turf softball fields, or softball, not fields, but a batting cage for the kids that play here at Ackworth. What's the name of the park? Kenworth Park. So really cool. And guys, don't forget, if you like doing positive things, if you like that we're not hoarders of money, make sure to smash that like button. If you like what we do coming on every day in the bear market, we don't take breaks. Make sure to smash that like button. Number one thing you can do as a member of the BitSquad.
I'm going to do this real quick just out of curiosity to see what comes up, these tweets, if it does load. Because a lot of the stuff is still here. So let's just.
There it is. Okay.
Ooh.
Whoa, look at. Oh, that looks so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll check out a couple tweets here. Nope, that's from last week.
Yeah, I was going to say the tweets.
Those are last week's. Yeah, Don't make me get on Elizabeth Warren again. That's when I killed Kenny.
All right. Well,
Kenny loves Elizabeth Warren. I'm sorry, Kenny.
Well, now we at least see what it looks like.
Well, did you know? Did you know what the whole rant was about? Was someone came in here? We pulled up Elizabeth Warren's donors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, she's like anti-corporation, right?
Right.
You know who her second biggest donor is?
Who?
Apple. Guess who's also in the top 10? Google, Amazon.
Of course.
Yeah. So, guy said I was fudding Elizabeth Warren when I showed her actual donor list. So we ripped him a new one on that. So we had some cool tweets to show you guys. One of them was from John Deaton.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can pull that one up real quick here.
Yeah, they were pretty good. Another one was about the bear. This is kind of what the bear market felt like in 2018. It felt like the world was crashing, rates were spiking, you know, oil was doing crazy things, energy crisis, all this different stuff. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. And then it bounced back. We had a huge bull run, great recovery. And that's something to keep in mind when it feels like the whole world is about to end. And it might be, you know, not saying it's not, but even if it is, just take it one day at a time. It'll recover. You know, it's not always as dire as it feels.
And I see a lot of people in the chat talking about stuff they've done with their money. And those are very positive. I love seeing, there is nothing that means more to me than when we go to meetups or we meet people in person and they tell us about the really cool things they've been able to do with their money. Whether it's for them personally, like I'll never forget the girl that said she was able to pay for college, her first person in her family to be able to pay for college. Another young woman I talked to, she was the first person in her family who ever owned a house. We have a person here that works here that through working here was able to get up the money. He was able to buy a house. He never lived in a house his entire life.
Wow.
You know, absolutely incredible stuff people are doing out there. And you guys just remember, You have to pay it forward. If you're not paying it forward, then you're, they say money makes you more of what you already are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not paying it forward and you did well in crypto, then you need to really take a look at the kind of person you are. You need to be someone that helps other people out. We really believe that firmly on this channel, and we think that's a good reason why we're successful here. All right, let's move on here. John Deaton said, people ask why would Ripple settle at this point? If it receives clarity in the U.S. and Ripple institutions can freely borrow, sell, and transfer XRP with no chance of an appeal, cloud is gone forever. The SEC can appeal a loss on summary judgment, claiming the judge erred. I would have agreed with him. I would agree with John last week on that. And what he's saying is true. That would be a reason to settle. Ripple is no longer settling. Ripple has already turned down a settlement request. And I'm going to try everything I can do to verify that information, to try to see if there's a paper trail where we can find that.
There is a scenario too, though, right, where they turn down a settlement request, but still maybe would accept a better settlement in the future.
That's possible. But Ripple has the SEC by the cojones.
Yes.
And the SEC continues to look worse and worse and worse. I think after this case, not only does Ripple destroy the case, but SEC gets serious overhaul, I believe. And you're already seeing it because you're already seeing the regulators start to shift stuff towards the CFTC. That was in the Lummis bill, which, by the way, I talked to Charles about the Lummis bill. He actually thinks he says his words where you'll see on the interview. He says it's great, but not complete. Similar language to that. But he's actually big in favor of it. He thinks it is positive, and he thinks that, the jury is out still on Cynthia Lummis. We're trying to figure out. She's got a lot of maxis in her ear, but so far she's still seeming to be like kind of for Ethereum and stuff like that. So something to watch. Last week we said it's possible she's a fox in the hen house, but maybe not. So maybe I should talk to her.
Yeah, I think
maybe we should try to get her on the channel.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here, guys. Let's see here. All of these pages are going to have to refresh. Bitcoin passes 23.8K May low. We know it went lower than that. Market cap under $1 trillion. More than 253,000 traders liquidated as crypto bloodbath continues. Crypto bloodbath has left thousands of traders in a bad way. That's a statement.
Yeah.
Thousands of traders in a bad way. So far, there have been a little over 253,000 traders liquidated in the past day alone, but these numbers are rapidly growing. The big players have seen the most losses in the past 24 hours. Now, also, by the way, speaking of liquidations, somebody had just shared, I think Forza shared it in our research group, something that MicroStrategy just transferred a bunch of money for the first time ever. So we'll have to see what happens here, but people are saying that it's potential that he could be getting ready to sell. So let me pull this up real quick so I'm not taking it out of context. Let me pull it up on this end and see where it is. It was in my research group. There it is. It's from Crypto Whale. So let me pull this up. So you guys take this information at what it is. I'm not saying this is true for sure. I'm just showing you what Crypto Whale, 536,000 followers, has just said. Let's see. MicroStrategy has just transferred 2,089 Bitcoin, or 48 million, to a new wallet for the first time ever, likely planning to dump their bags. Now, that's pure speculation. This is pure speculation on the fact that they've moved it. They're now moments away from facing the largest liquidation in history. So
they'd have to either sell or add to their position.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there with that. But thought that was kind of interesting. Thought worth pulling up. We also have this. Musk and Saylor down a combined $1.5 billion on Bitcoin buys. As the bear market bites, holding crypto investments can be a tough pill to swallow. And guys, it's really important to understand right now that when it comes to the markets, guys, this is not going much better on the traditional markets. This is not a crypto-only thing at this point. So, someone says Crypto Whale is a known scammer. I don't have any information on that. Maybe he is. I don't know. I have no information one way or the other.
Yeah, I was gonna say some people at the beginning of the show were saying if obviously the Celsius news is bad news, but that is not what's causing this. I mean, the greater macroeconomic, there's issues like you said.
The Celsius news, I think, push us down below 24.
Didn't help,
No.
but it's definitely not the only thing going on. Like you said, the traditional markets, the rate hikes, all the macroeconomic stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
Very.
And I want to say for the record here, I don't think Michael Saylor is going to sell. I think he's built his brand on this. It would be damaging for him too, but that's a speculation. Dookie says, shout out to Ben and the team. First time watching live, 2 a.m. there. Been watching from Australia. Says, late 2020, much love. The drop shook my boat. Luckily, I put my DeFi into GFI's automated liquidation prevention a week ago. Well, good for you for not getting liquidated. I like this one. Dang, haven't been here in a while. And BitBoy's looking slim. Because it's bear market. You know what I mean?
Right. We're eating a little less
I'm
these
getting
days.
ready for, opposite of hibernation here. Crypto Whale is a notorious anti-Michael Futter. Okay. Well, thanks for that information. I said, I don't think he is going to sell. That's what he's speculating. Total impairment loss share between the billionaire Bitcoin believers is roughly $1.4 million. If Bitcoin's price falls below 21,000, around 50% from current levels, just a few weeks ago, it will be forced to pony up more crypto to its $205 million Bitcoin collateralized loan with Silvergate Bank. But again, we're talking about 21,000 before we get to a point where there needs to be more margin and more collateral contributors. Saylor previously patched things up with investors, sharing that the $205 million loan taken out requires $410 million in collateral. So we'll have to see what happens there, but they're both down quite significantly, but neither selling here. I mean, I don't think that, anybody's going to be selling right now unless you had to. So that's for sure. Which, by the way, we'll talk about Celsius in a second. Let's talk about CPI first. With U.S. CPI data pushing markets off the ledge, here's what investors need to know. Recent developments in the market have reduced the pain tolerance of crypto investors that were already reeling from the May crash. And guys, I think this is such a great chart here because this really represents what we've been telling you guys. We try to get Kirsten Gillibrand on as well. Yeah, sure. I mean, we'd love to have these politicians on for sure. Semi-opportunity zone. Guys, this is where we were telling you it's not a bad idea to scale in starting around $31,000, $32,000. Opportunity zone here, it shows anywhere down to 26.5K is a good opportunity zone. You need to be looking at this stuff in waves, okay? Like we had a wave that was a decent spot to get in, but probably going to be better prices. We've now dropped down below $24,000, $23,000. This is another level. There are levels to it, right? Isn't that what they say? There are levels to this. When you're looking at these, there might be better prices, but a good time to start scaling in. Cali Crypto Dude says accumulating slowly, loving these prices. What was the other super chat above there?
I was more about Crypto Whale.
Okay. Yeah. Continue the dump until BitBoy is depressed. Guys, I'm happy all the time. I have a great life. And this is what I think some of you guys need to take a step back.
Yeah.
Okay. You really need to think about your life is more important than your crypto portfolio. It's fun in a bull market, but what does Lee Greenwood have to say? You know Lee Greenwood?
No.
Yeah. If I had to start over completely with only my children and my wife, I would be okay. Thank God for the USA. That's God bless him. That's the God bless America.
Yeah.
Well, at least I know I'm free.
Look, that always makes me think of Stone Mountain Laser Light Show.
It does. I love that. Guys, if I had to start over completely with just my children and my wife, I would be okay. And that's because I'm thankful for what I have. You have to be grateful for what you have. So this is a really time where, let me tell you what a great exercise is. Every day, write 10 things down you're thankful for. Or just 5 things.
I do 5 things every day. Did it
5 things
morning.
every day. Write 5 things you're thankful for and start focusing on the things that you have going well in your life, not your crypto portfolio. This too shall pass. But you need to think about more than just where your crypto portfolio is. Because if that's all you think about, then you will be depressed. So, and when you start thinking about it might be another year and a half before we hit all-time highs, that's a long time to go through. But you guys really need to be thankful, be grateful for your life, be grateful for what you have. Focus on that, and you're going to do much better. You got to take a step back. When everything depends on where your money situation is, then you're not really doing it right, guys. You're not doing it right. You need to be thankful for more than that. Short but very sharp recession ahead, warns Raoul Pal. I got to say, you guys know I love Raoul Pal. I think he's going to be writing the foreword to my crypto book. It's going to be coming out near the end of this year. He said he wanted to see it first, so we're going to show it to him. I think he's going to be really happy with it. So I love Raoul Pal. He's been wrong a lot lately. right? I mean, you'd agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has been. He's got a very like kind of looking at the silver lining all the time, and
it's something I'm susceptible of too. Just optimists, like I
get it.
I can look at this statement here and think, short but very sharp recession ahead. Like that would be great. That's really what we need in this market.
What I want.
Yeah, a sharp, severe one that's painful, but then we move forward. But something tells me they're gonna drag us out.
Yeah.
They don't want it to be too painful too fast. So
yeah. Absolutely. Like they want this to drag out for a long time, which I think kind of points to maybe it doesn't. I tell you, though, something that's very fishy to me was I think there was an article put out that said most institutional investors believe Bitcoin will be 75,000 to 100,000 by the end of the year. They're looking for exit liquidity.
Yeah.
So Raoul Pal, you can trust what he says. I believe he believes what he says.
Yes.
Whereas when you look at these institutional investors, your Scott Menards, your freaking Fidelities, your Jamie Dimons, they're lying to you all the time.
Yeah.
They're lying to you all the time. So certainly hope this will be. I mean, nobody knows more than economics and Raoul Pal. I mean, hopefully this is what we see. So let's dig into it a little bit. Real Vision CEO and macro guru Raoul Pal is unveiling his latest outlook for crypto as he predicts more pain for both equity and digital asset investors. He says, I'm anticipating a short, very sharp recession and return to use of the Fed balance sheet, direct payments, transfer payments to give money directly to poor people, and Fed having to support some parts of the market again. But let's see how it plays out. Is he saying he thinks there's going to be stimulus money?
I think
there's no way they're going to be doing stimulus money, right?
I mean,
where's it going to come from?
They're going to print it.
They can't. They can't.
That's what people said.
They literally can't. The inflation is so bad right now. Here's what people are saying. People are saying that the 8.6% that we just got is not the outlier, and the outlier was the 1 month where it went down. They believe it's going to go 9-10%.
Yeah.
They can't turn it back on. They cannot turn it on until the interest rate is back above 2%. There's 0% chance, in my opinion. I got to say 0.01% chance because we don't want to be resolute. We just talked about that. I don't see any way possible they can turn the printers on before December. And that's what really puts us into a bad spot.
Yeah, I don't think they'll turn them on before December either. I mean, that's part of the sharp, painful part, and then they come back, and when there's nobody eating and people are running out of food and screaming, then they're going to say, oh, we'll give you a few $100 here, a few $100 there.
Yeah, then they're going to double your property tax again.
Well,
I'm starting to believe the government's 100% behind the real estate prices, by the way.
Yep.
Did I tell you that?
No, I didn't. We haven't had that conversation.
Yeah,
yet,
so I really believe that because you look, almost everybody's property taxes doubled. That literally paid for all of the individual payments to people for the pandemic.
They just made their money right back.
Yeah, made it right back 1 year.
And they're definitely worried because I mean we were even in cab driver over in Malta was talking about the fact that it's well known, 11% of the United States is owned by UAE. He's like, you guys have a lot of land. 11% is huge. Like,
did you know 90% of the land in the United States is not used? 90%. Isn't that insane? That's an insane number.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot, but
90%. I just read all about this the other day.
Wow.
So absolutely insane. It says Raoul Pal is an incredibly sophisticated, nuanced analyst. I'm sorry, BitBoy. I think you've misunderstood him. He's actually extremely bearish. I'm not. Look, I love Raoul Pal, like tremendously. Like I think he's a great person. You won't hear me say anything bad about him, but factually, he said he heard a spot ETF would be approved in April or May. That didn't happen. He said that he thought at the end of last year we would see a dramatic pullback, followed by a gigantic rise this year. We haven't seen that. Look, the reason is, and TJ really hit on a very valid point, a lot of us, we just lean bullish because we understand the whole space and how bullish everything is.
Right.
And we go through these times, it's hard to find the reasons why these things bottom out like this. And I think Raoul Pal fits in that exact same boat. Yeah. He's always looking for the positive because he's so bullish on crypto. He's so bullish on Ethereum, just like we are. But he was wrong. I was wrong about a lot of stuff too last year. So I'm not saying anything bad about him.
Yeah.
But Max Kaiser hates him. Max Kaiser hates everyone. And Max Kaiser is the biggest loser in crypto. He is the biggest meme. He's the Jim Cramer of crypto, if you will. Everything he says is wrong. And by the way, you understand he works for Russian TV, right? Like, you understand he literally has a show on Russian TV. This guy's a communist. Like, this guy's the most ridiculous person the most ridiculous Bitcoin maxi. When he gets on stage and he talks, people laugh. No one can take this guy seriously. So don't take anything Max Kaiser says as any truth. Everything this guy says is wrong. He was very early in Bitcoin. Congrats, Max. You did a real great job. You become a meme since then. So sure, he'd probably say the same thing about me because all he does is spit toxicity out there. Go find anybody he's ever said anything positive about. Go find it. You won't find it. But I tell you, the most condemning thing for me is he literally works for Russian TV. If you basically work for Vladimir Putin, then I don't have anything positive to say about you. I'm sorry. I just don't, So, all right. The main point being we've got the worst ahead of us. That's definitely true. The thing I'm wondering about is, are we going to see a short, very sharp recession? Like, that's something interesting. When a lot of people are saying it's going to be really, really long. And then he talks a lot about, what's the last thing he says here? According to Powell, the dramatic surge in the numbers of users will be the catalyst that takes crypto to greater heights. I mean, I think we see that at some point, but we won't be seeing that in the short term here. So let's talk about Celsius. Now, I want to say this. We have a few $1 million wrapped up in Celsius ourselves.
Yep.
So this is not, did you see Carl said he's got $200 million on Celsius?
No.
I
did see people.
You see where he bought a $1 million watch?
Wow.
I love Carl. I love Carl. I love Carl. Bad timing.
Yeah. Bad timing.
Bad timing, Carl. Bad timing, Carl, for your $1 million watch. Yeah, I do like Carl, and you guys heard what I said last week about cost and all that stuff. Let's see what happens in the future. But I do think that it's important to know a lot of us have a lot of money wrapped up in Celsius, and him having $200 million on Celsius is just a reminder of what a poor YouTuber I am. Like, what a poor YouTuber I am compared to some of these billionaire guys. But Celsius, 320 million in crypto sent to FTX. User withdrawals paused. I got this email last night. I tweeted about it. So did you? That's how I found out, TJ. I got the email directly from them. By the way.
I
saw texted him. He didn't even know.
Yeah, I didn't know yet.
Said BitBoy live from Moscow. Yeah, probably not happening. I tell you, I would go to Moscow before I go to friggin' China. You won't ever see me in China or Mexico. I think that I'm wanted by the.
I was about to say, would you go to Moscow before Mexico?
I would go to Moscow before Mexico. I would go to Moscow before Mexico.
Mexico and China off the books.
Yeah, the cartel definitely wants to kill me. I'm pretty sure. Crypto staking and lending platform Celsius may be dealing with its rumored liquidity crisis by unstaking $247 million worth of wrapped Bitcoin from Aave and sending it to the FTX exchange. And TJ, can you go to one today?
Yeah.
We're really behind.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So far, 9,500 WBTC tokens worth about $247 million at the time of the writing have been redeemed from Aave. Presently, Celsius users might be biting their nails in anxiousness because the platform paused withdrawals in order to put Celsius in a better position to honor over time its withdrawal obligations, according to an announcement from the project on Monday. Now, I want to say this about Celsius. This is hard for me. This is hard for me because I like Celsius. I like Alex. I was just on their AMA. I just did an AMA there a couple weeks ago. It's hard for me to imagine where this has gotten to. And there had been a lot of FUD. Maybe it was all warranted, but that's the word we choose to use when someone's saying something negative in crypto. There were a lot of people saying this was a potential. And, there's also, I'm not a ginger. Why would you say that? I have a red beard. Is that why? I do have a soul, though. The fact is that when it comes to people that I like in crypto and people that I think are doing good things, it's hard for me to say bad things about them. And maybe I had rose-colored glasses on with a Celsius situation, but a lot of people were saying it was very concerning. A lot of people that I hate in crypto, your Corey Klippensteins, which I destroyed him over the weekend. I will never say, we do not promote Swan Bitcoin on this channel, by the way, ever again. I can't stand these maximalists. They love when you writhe in pain. And that to me is disgusting. And Corey Klippenstein, he is the worst. He is toxic. He is one of the worst people in crypto. His head is so far up his behind, he can't even see straight. And sometimes, just like a dead clock is always wrong twice a day, sometimes these guys are right about some stuff. But the way that they go about it and the way that they do it is absolutely disgusting to me. If you think a guy like that is your friend, it's not at all. So I tell you, if you have money on Swan, I would take it off as well. I would not use them. I would look for somewhere else to do it. These people are anti-crypto. Corey Klippenstein, and this is what I said, he is to crypto what Warren Buffett is to Bitcoin. Warren Buffett is old man yells at Bitcoin. Corey Klibenstein is long-haired hippie yells at entire crypto space. That's what he is. So, and you know, I hate it because I like Brecky, who works for him. We've known Brecky for a long time. We love Brecky, but you'll never see me say another positive thing about it again. People like this, some of them were warning signs. We're saying warning signs about Celsius, and that's fair. They were correct on that. Will Celsius go kaput? Well, I got to say this. I mean, I got to say this, and I got to really choose my words carefully here. I think Celsius is probably done. I think they're going to honor the money that is on that. But TJ, like, would you ever feel comfortable putting money on there again?
Yeah, no. I mean, from a brand standpoint, it's going to be really hard to recover from this. Like you said, I don't know
very hard
what they're gonna do from here. We're optimistic, obviously, that they're going to honor their obligations per what they stated. But recovering from this is going to be extremely hard, and and the whole system is built on verify, don't trust, right? And some of these platforms, protocols, services are asking for some level of trust for them to custody your funds. And once that trust gets broken, it's, I won't say impossible, but next to impossible to repair.
But I do believe, now be careful here, because I said that I believe UST would get its peg back. We said that the first day the whole thing happened. Like, we thought it would get its peg back, and we wrote everything down to zero, just like everybody else did. Somebody asked me about it this weekend. They were like, you know, you said you lost. Surely you took it all out, right? I was like, no, I told people that I thought it would probably get its peg back, and I thought it would bounce back somewhat. And so we wrote it to zero, and that's a badge of honor for me. I would rather us do what we said we were going to do and lose money than to lie to you and say we think you should do this and then we not do the same thing. So, you know, I'm glad we wrote Terra down to zero, because we can commiserate with a lot of you guys as well. Now, we only had $80,000 in it, which is probably more than almost anybody watching this chat had in it. We wrote it to zero. When it comes to Celsius, I want to be careful, because I'm not going to say this resolutely, but I do believe that they are going to honor this. I think everyone will eventually get their money back from Celsius. But it's going to be hard for Celsius as a company moving forward. And if they're able to rise from this, then great. They're probably going to have to rebrand. That Cell token has got to be done right.
Yeah.
Cell token's got to be done. So I tell you what, we've been talking about it. We use exchanges here. We have institutional accounts. We have custodial accounts with several large exchanges. I think I'm done. I think we have to move everything off exchanges. I think if this Celsius issue has not shown you not your keys, not your crypto, I don't know what does. I don't know what has. I had an interesting situation come up with a friend of mine who actually had his trading account on an exchange closed, and they were going to send all of his money back to a random address that had sent Bitcoin to that address. It was just a random guy that he knew that owed him some money that sent it. They were going to send this guy's all of his Bitcoin to this one random address. I was able to step in and contact the exchange and kind of get it fixed for him, which was great. I really appreciate the exchange doing that. I'm not going to name the exchange. But I told him, I said, you need to self-custody. You don't need to have all of your funds on exchanges. Now, we don't have all of our funds on exchanges by any stretch of imagination, but I'll tell you this, TJ, we have too much.
Yeah.
You know, we have too much. So, Ben, are you going to ride Bitcoin all the way down or sell now to buy back later? Well, combination thereof. I think we did sell some last night, a little bit of stuff.
We had been, like we've talked about a lot on this channel, we had cut a lot of our alts back to, I think the number was 22. Yeah. And so we still have some alts and some stuff like that here and there that we clean up and consolidate. And yeah, we did consolidate a lot, around 25.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, basically what we did is we consolidated once the Celsius news came out.
Right.
As the Celsius news came out, I said, it's going lower, let's get out. You know, so we did go out of some things last night. It's moving parts around here.
Yeah.
I do believe we're going lower. I do believe we're going probably below 22. 20 to 2022 is when we can consider scaling back in. Somewhat, but not all. I mean, guys, you got to be prepared in case it goes down to $10,000. So Celsius situation is not good at all. Nexo proposes buyout of Celsius assets. Now, this could be a good move.
Yeah.
If someone buys the Celsius assets, that could be a good way out for Alex and them. I really like Alex. I think he means well. And I think, guys, what I'm going to say is very, very, very controversial, I believe. I believe Do Kwon wanted to do the right thing. I don't think Do Kwon wanted what happened. I don't think any of that was intentional. I think there's a lot of conjecture around the way that things unfolded. He cashed out $2.7 billion over the last several months. Well, guess what, guys? A lot of people took profits over the last several months. I said on Twitter that I would like to see, like, how much did Brad Garlinghouse cash out? Which it may be zero. It may be zero. I'm not saying these guys cashed out. I want to know how much Vitalik cashed out. I want to know how much Charles Hoskinson cashed out. I want to know how much, which also may be zero. I want to know how much Jed McCaleb cashed out at Stellar, which, by the way, word on the street is Jed McCaleb is no longer involved with Stellar. Yeah, I got that information, I would say, from a direct source. So we may be taking another look at XLM because you guys know that is a big reason why we've been bearish on it because I cannot stand that guy. So I want to know how many of these big CEOs and founders cashed out. How much money did they cash out? Because if they cashed out $2 billion, then Do Kwon cashing out $2 billion isn't that big of a deal. Everybody did it. It didn't mean he thought it was going to crash. So I would like to see those numbers before we know, I'd like to see those numbers before we make any strong indication here or vindication of Do Kwon. I think he's getting too much of a short end of a stick right now. Now, too egotistical? Absolutely. Is what he did dumb? Absolutely. Only time is going to judge whether we place Alex Mashinsky in that same category or not. I heard a lot of the reason why Celsius is in the bad spot they're in is because of Lido Finance having some problems and maybe some unpegs. I can't remember exactly what it was, but a lot of their money is not liquid right now, and that's a big problem. So let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum difficulty bomb. Delayed, but network adoption still growing. The difficulty bomb is designed to make mining profitability plummet. Ethereum network developers have decided to delay the difficulty bomb, a major step leading up to the highly anticipated merge upgrade for the Layer 1 blockchain. And I'm going to tell you, I don't think this is that big of a deal, to be honest with you. Why? Well, the merge has already been delayed, right? We're already looking at end of quarter 3, maybe beginning of quarter 4 for the merge. I think it's going to be quarter 1, 2023, but that's a different story. Those are my own personal thoughts and feelings. So now they're looking for this to go live. Let's see. It says, in short, we agreed to the bomb delay. We were already over time and want to be sure that we sanity check all the numbers. We're selecting an exact date. Deployment time, we were aiming for a 2-month delay and for the upgrade to go live late June. I don't understand what this means. So the upgrade is going to go live in late June, and then the difficulty bomb is 2 months later. Difficulty bomb will be a measure to disincentivize Ether mining operations as it transitions to proof of stake. Despite the ongoing bearish sentiments in the crypto markets, the Ether user base remains strong. And I got to tell you, I want to really apply this to this channel because did you read Chad's report on our channel?
I haven't had a chance.
It's very interesting.
Okay.
Basically, Chad, we love, he's a guy who does marketing. He does reports on our channels, all the channels that we run every single month. And he said, one of the really interesting things about this channel is that we gain, the reason why we haven't gone up in subscribers at all in the last few months is because every single month we gain almost the exact same amount of subscribers that we're losing every month. And why are we losing subscribers every month? Because the crypto markets are down, obviously. And so what he said is what we're doing, though, is we're weeding out the weak hands on the channel. Like, we're weeding out the weak hands on the channel. And our solid BitSquad base is so strong. How many people we got watching right now?
10K.
10K. Like, that's amazing in a bear market. 10K people watching this channel, where every single month we are getting more and more of a strong support level on this channel for people that are interested in crypto. The same thing with Ethereum. Guys, the market is down, but the user base continues to be extremely strong. And it continues to add more users every single month. So yes, you maybe have people getting out of NFTs, which, by the way, I found out, somebody came in and told me, I thought Mutant Apes were on Solana. They're not. I'm totally wrong about that. I've thought that since the very beginning. Shows you, where I am in intelligence on Mutant Apes. I've got 2 of them. But yeah, I would like to say that was a mistake. So it is on Ethereum. So maybe it does remain a blue chipper.
It's Degen Ape is on Ethereum.
There's like a Mutant Ape version 2, I believe, that is I think associated with them. That's also on there. There's a lot that's on Solana, but I thought Mutant Apes were on Solana the whole time, so I was wrong on that. So anyways, the user base remains strong. That's what I was saying. Just like we saw with the channels, you guys see the user base here on this. So we also have this news from Ethereum. Ethereum price enters oversold zone, first time since November 2018. But that was not the bottom for Ethereum. I do not believe. I think the bottom for Ethereum was actually a pandemic crash. Ethereum's native token Ether entered its oversold territory June 12th, for the first time since November 2018. This is from Scott Melker. I met Scott Melker in person.
Oh,
By
really?
the way, while I was there, we had a good little chat.
Interesting.
Yeah, good little chat. Really enjoyed talking to him. Yeah, I thought that he's a good guy. I had been at the same place he was at before when nobody knew who I was, but this is the first time we actually talked with each other. So definitely seems to be a good guy. I like him. Itzy Boss, BitSquad Strong. We love that guy. We love Itzy Boss. You know, guy who's been in here for much longer than the last couple of years. He's done very well in crypto. This is the last time ETH went oversold. I had no followers, but macro bottom ticked in. Note, you can push way lower on weekly RSI, not trying to catch a bottom. So he's kind of giving you some advice there. It could be going lower just because it's in oversold doesn't mean it's time to buy. RSI-based bullish outlook appears against a flurry of bearish headwinds ranging from persistently higher inflation to a classic technical indicator with a downward bias. And then we also have this Ethereum story. Ethereum liquid staking protocol sparked centralization, deep pegging concerns. And this is about the Lido finance that I was talking about. Major liquid staking protocols such as Lido are becoming a growing concern over the amount of Ethereum that is stacked in them. Core Ethereum developer Danny Ryan has raised concerns about Lido's dominance in staking. Lido has other problems at the moment, aside from any potential central or cartelization of the staking industry. Daniel Seguin says, DCA and just wait. Definitely a good strategy. Its staking Ethereum token STETH has depegged from its underlying asset following Ethereum's massive weekend sell-off. Crypto lending platform Celsius could be the root cause since it holds a large stash of STETH. On June 13th, the platform began sending millions of dollars in crypto assets, primarily wrap BTC and Ethereum, to the FTX exchange without explanation, while it suspended withdrawals for users, sparking an outcry in the crypto community. If Celsius liquidates its STETH holdings, staking token could fall further from its Ethereum price peg, exacerbating those already aired concerns. Guys, once again, I want to say this. I want to say this again. I've said it many, many times. Only dollar-backed stablecoins or fiat-backed stablecoins. I would not touch anything. Crypto Lark said last night, Crypto Lark loves this DeFi stuff. He's done a ton of videos on how to use Terra, how to use these Lido Finance, these staking platforms. And he said last night he pulled out of almost all of his DeFi positions. So that should tell you something right there, guys. Yeah. I would not be in anything algorithmic, anything backed by crypto assets. One-to-one stable. USDC is the only one I want to be in right now. Now, we're on some platforms where they don't have that. They only have Tether. I still feel okay about Tether. I feel okay about the Tether. Not as confident in Tether as I am in USDC. But my preference would always be USDC. I do believe it is the digital dollar in the future. I would not be in any DeFi stablecoins right now.
And a little logic behind that, really, from, if you like Crypto Lark, you're a big fan of DeFi, maybe you've done well with DeFi, maybe you believe in DeFi and the protocols in the future. What we've learned recently is they're all so new and they're all so small. Terra being one of the biggest ones at the time with billions of dollars in there, it's still susceptible to manipulation and attack and crashing it. And it's very easy for large volume whales to do it if they want to. So if they see there's a target there, these things can be broken pretty easily.
So, Kaiser removed his show from Russian TV after the invasion. Well, good for him. Why was he with them in the first place? That's what I would be asking. So anyways, people are asking in the chat about the jet. I specifically asked Charles about this question, and his answer was very interesting. I will say this about the jet. It is built much differently than these other versions of algorithmic stablecoins that we've seen. And I will let you guys hear it from Charles. And it's not the way that it's algorithmic that makes it different. It's the way it interacts with the protocol on Cardano with ADA that makes it drastically different. It's kind of like the difference between I'm trying to think of a good way to explain this. It would be like if I had a YouTube channel, which I do have, right? And I was an agent also, and I had other channels that I worked with, but I didn't run, right? I have a much bigger responsibility on my own channel, So if it was a channel that I ran, they can do whatever they want. I just kind of help them with it. That's the way the jet is really set up. It's not set up. It's set up for kind of individual companies to do with it what they want to do in individual projects, not necessarily Cardano as a whole to run it. It's broken down more. It's kind of separate from Cardano. Whereas when you look at UST, it was pegged 1-to-1, and there was only one place where you could kind of get it and stake it. I mean, you could stake it other places. Maybe I'm not explaining this well. Charles does a much better job. We're gonna have that interview on the channel next weekend. So I did specifically ask him about this because I thought it was really, really, really interesting. Short squeeze coming. Justin Sun reveals $2 billion injection to save USDD peg.
Oh, gosh.
Justin Sun, founder of Tron, one of the best performing coins in the bear market, only down 70%. Now permanent representative of Granada, said the Tron DAO will deploy funds to protect TRX from the funding rate of shorting it on Binance. So they just came out with this algorithmic stablecoin, USDD, and its peg is already getting crushed. Not good. We told you to run far away from this.
Yeah, this is exactly my point of these DeFi projects. Now that the cat's out of the bag, anybody with money can do this. Yes. They're going to continue to fail.
We are going to see attack after attack after attack.
Yeah.
Waves, USDN stablecoin. Guys, if you are investing into a stablecoin on Waves, you are doing it wrong. That's what I'm going to tell you. Run far away from this stuff. Waves USDN stablecoin DPEGs now trades at 93 cents. Binance, also, by the way, Binance suspended withdrawals. CC says funds are Seifu. Oh. How many of you guys get the Seifu reference?
I do.
I know you do. Can we set up an AMA with Pluto Alliance? I think we should do that. That's good. Does it make sense to consolidate altcoins that are a loss into top 10 altcoins? Yes, because they're going to get crushed. Yeah. That does make sense. I mean, it actually makes more sense to move them into Bitcoin, Ethereum only, I would say. XRP as well. I still got to say, I think XRP is going to, once this case is over, it's going to get a lot of legs. Outside of that, Cardano would be next, and then we got another tier under that. Those are the only ones I would really be looking at putting money into right now. FTT actually also has done very well in the bear market.
Yeah.
Relative to other coins. This was like our coin of the year, and it's done really well compared. It's still down, obviously, but one to definitely check out. Jacob lost a friend. I didn't see that. Sorry for that. Condolences. So they had a temporary pause on Binance. So there you go. Let's XRP. If you're in the XRP army, make sure to throw the X up. We know we've been talking a lot about this news that I got at Consensus. I got it from someone that I trust a lot. Not some random person messaging me on the internet. This is someone I know in real life, know very well. And I was told Ripple turned down a settlement from the SEC. I wasn't given a timeline, but I believe it was probably late last year, September, October, November, December, somewhere around that time frame. If you remember correctly, all the news stopped in November for the case. From November to February, we had basically no news. I think that's because it was supposed to be over. It wasn't over. Ripple rejected it. I no longer believe that Ripple will be taking a settlement. I believe Ripple will win this case outright. We are going to stick to that. I don't think they're going to take any offer at this point. They just have the SEC by the cojones. So that was the big news that came out over the weekend. I'm trying to, like I said, trying to verify that, but I don't really have the information right now to be able to do that. I got a lot of interesting information. Like I also told you a second ago, I got information that Jed McCaleb is no longer associated with XLM. So that is very interesting. I'm definitely going to be taking a look at that. Yeah, that was not a random inside guy that I talked to. This is a person in real life that I know, I've known for years, and I really trust. Got the information direct, and yeah, I do think that is, I think that is good information. Ripple did reject a settlement. Now the XRPL, which is the XRP ledger, the Zoom wallet gets a major upgrade inspired by Web 2 standard. We love it when things are inspired by Web 2, right?
Yeah.
No, we don't actually. It's added a login method similar to what Web 2 has. In a recent update, XRPL developers deployed the OAuth2 PKC authorization code flow to let both users and developers log into their Zoom wallets with their XRPL account. Guys, the XRPL is something to watch here. I really believe. Now, here's the interesting thing about XRPL. It does not have regular smart contract integration like a lot of other chains do, but it is decentralized. Someone says, can you go back over there up a little bit? LL Ben said Ripple case would be over September 2021. Your info is bunk. I now believe that information was still good. And I told you guys that the entire time. I told you that the entire time. I believe that information was in fact good. I've been trying to piece it together on what happened. Suddenly, this all makes sense. I want you guys to think just for 1 second. Just for 1 second. If Ripple literally turned down a settlement last year, everything makes sense now. Everything suddenly makes sense. The information was most likely good. It was going to end in the fall. The hope was from the SEC, there was no way that Ripple would turn down a settlement. They offer the settlement. All the news stopped for months and months. Here's your damning evidence. Jed McCaleb has sold Ripple every month for years and years, I believe since 2015. He stopped selling in October, November, and December of last year. I tend to think there was probably some kind of an agreement there based on the fact that this case would be over, and it was not. They rejected it. And so you guys can come on here and you can make fun all that you want. It did not end in September. That's a fact. I was wrong. It did not end in September. But there is more to it. Once again, like I said earlier, there are layers to this. That everything is not black and white, cut and dry. And I think that's why a lot of you lose. A lot of you lose because you tend to look at things in black and white only. We had a guy earlier in here literally talking about making financial decisions based on a title from a YouTube video. Guys, it is not that black and white. You have to parse through every piece of information that you can get your hands on in order to make the right decisions. But even then, you're not always going to make the right decisions, but constantly adding more information, constantly watching this channel, other channels, bring in more information to make decisions with. That's the only way that you are going to win. So, no right coast crypto, right coast crypto. That may be true as well, but that is not the information that I was given at all. So, all right, let's go ahead and quick hits here. We have Cardano one step closer to interoperability as their Ethereum virtual machine sidechain is set to launch. So good for them. Old Bitcoin mining rigs shut down after Bitcoin price slips under 24K. They're no longer profitable. Bored Ape Yacht Club losing significance with ApeCoin, losing over 34% in the week. That's called a bear market, guys. Electricity rates increased 30% for Bitcoin miners in Washington. VeChain becomes UFC's first layer 1 blockchain. A lot of people were tagging me in photos of that over the week. Jack Dorsey presenting Web 5. He's such a troll.
I saw that.
He's the lamest person that exists on the planet. I hate that guy. U.S. Treasury Department he's not as bad as Zuckerberg, but he's pretty bad. U.S. Treasury Department on track to regulate unhosted wallets. So there you go. And then also, I did want to just one more time show our Twitter here. Guys, don't forget to check out my pin tweet on Twitter. So you guys, best place for a pin tweet is on Twitter, as you guys know. You guys can win a miner. Click this link, and you will see we are giving away a free miner. Should we have the information on what the miner is?
Yeah, it should be.
We have no information on what the miner is.
It's a really good ASIC
It's a really
miner.
big, nice miner.
Yeah, it's a couple $1,000
Well,
miner.
we need somebody to we need somebody to add that to the graphic and put the name of the miner. What is Nick Demonte? Did I hear him yelling?
I did not. I don't know. I have
He
headphones.
knows what it is. So it is a really good one.
You want to do a couple quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
A lot of questions
I'm not
about
in a hurry today, so whatever.
a lot of questions about the Ethereum price, but just hit a couple. Do you think at $400 to $500 Ethereum, this bear market is actually on the table as a possibility? Hashtag not financial advice.
I mean, absolutely. If at $23,000, Ethereum's at $1,100. If Bitcoin were to go to 10,300 or below, then certainly $400 or $500 Ethereum is on the table.
Yeah, a lot of
and now Ethereum has officially pierced its previous cycle peak. So it was $1,414, I think, or $1,419. It is pierced below that quite heavily. So,
ETH is the only alt I'm accumulating right now. Is it wise to stake it ahead of 2.0? I stay with a long-term mindset. I'd be interested to see what you think on that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think when you're looking at staking on the Ethereum network, I trust it a lot more than staking on another platform right now.
Yeah.
So I actually think that is a pretty good idea.
My only
I like to stay liquid a lot too.
Yeah, that's the only thing there is, you once it's in there, there's no taking it back. You can't go
Absolutely.
back to regular ETH. So if the ETH merge gets pushed and pushed and pushed, you could have a lot of funds locked up there for a long time. So just keep that in mind. These are exciting. This is Buckslayer 4x4. This is a super chat. These are excited times. What percentage do you guys recommend deploying funds back into the market? Have about 50K dry powder. When do you start scaling back in?
Good question. I would put 25% in now.
Yep.
I put 25% in between 20 and 22. I would put 25% in between.
See, I'd almost.
I would put 20%. I would put. Oh God, it's hard because I really got 3 more levels I want.
Yeah.
Let me change that. I would do 20% now. So I would put $10,000 now. I would put $10,000 between 20 and 22. $10,000 between 17 and 20. $10,000 between 14 and 17. And then save another $10,000 for if it gets down to 10 or lower. That's what I would do.
That's a pretty similar to what I'm thinking. Mine's just a little more simplistic. Basically, rather than trying to nail the bottom, I would put about 25% in now, wait for another dramatic drop, and put in about another 25%. Whether, it could be that 22, could be lower. But, next time you feel like is a good time to put some in. And then I would almost wait with that last 50% to see it start trying to confirm back the other way. Maybe put 25% in one more dip. But for me, like if it goes to 17, when it gets back above 23, 24, that's a good time to deploy a lot too.
What's the number at which you would feel like you missed it? Like the number at which, like, if it goes back up to this number, like, okay, we've already bottomed, now you need to start scaling back in the other way.
It's kind of hard to say
because
because
that's a much tougher number.
It depends on how long it stays at certain levels, right? Like
I gotta say 40. I think 40. I think if it gets back to 40 at some point, we can feel pretty confident it's bottomed and it's heading the other direction.
Yeah.
42, maybe 42. But 39,000 is the number one price point for Bitcoin. So if it gets back above 39,000, that can flip to support pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
EYL tonight. We're recording tonight. I don't know if it's live or not. I'm not sure if they do it live. But
And then last question, thoughts on BlockFi and Nexo after this Celsius news?
I have zero confidence in any staking platform going forward.
Right. And the only interesting factor would be, like we covered, if Nexo was to acquire Celsius obligations.
I just don't trust any of it. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If they acquire it, that's great for them. But BlockFi has had a lot of problems too.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you, to me, when you started looking at all the states going after Celsius, that was a bad sign. BlockFi's got some of that stuff, same stuff going on. Some of the regulation hurdles going on. Look, what did I tell you guys for months? Stablecoin staking was going to go away at some point. This could be part of that government plan to do that. Yeah. That's what we could be facing right now. And I don't have confidence staking at this point. I'm sorry. I just don't. I would feel very nervous staking on the Ethereum network as a validator node. Yes, I have confidence in that.
Difference between staking on a custodial platform and
I'm done with
staking
centralized
yourself.
platforms.
Yeah.
I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm done with centralized platforms.
Or, even decentralized.
Yeah. You have to use centralized platforms to a level. Like, it's almost a necessary evil at some point. But, I don't feel good about any centralized platform right now. If Celsius can fold, if Terra Luna can crash, then you just got to remember everything's a possibility. And if everything's a possibility, then you want to be doing the safest things you can possibly be doing. So
all right.
All right, guys. Yeah, Celsius was the industry leader. That's from Echo. They were. And so that's very scary stuff. Still support Alex. I do think he's a good person. I don't think they got into this intentionally. And I think they are going to honor customer funds. What happens with Celsius going forward, I think it's anybody's. I hope they do well. I hope they come back. Reputationally, this is going to be hard for them. So we'll continue to watch them and see what happens. But remember, things in crypto, they do get a little bit dicey. But remember, the volatility is what you came here for. Volatility, the upside is what you come here for. If you don't deserve Bitcoin if you don't love Bitcoin at its worst, you don't deserve it at its best. That's all I got. Be blessed. Pay it forward. Good boy.